Okay, Alpine Design Review Committee, September 23rd, 2025, meeting called to order at 3 minutes after 7 p.m. Let's do a roll call. Brian James.
Here.
Rob Lapierre.
Present.
And Brett Bennett here. I believe we have one item on the agenda. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. Okay, so I can give you guys a little background on this. On September 9th, the Planning and Zoning Board approved the site plan for this project. And then on September 16th, the Planning and Zoning Board approved the, I believe it was a recommendation for approval for a replat for the property.
Yes.
That's probably in this packet somewhere. And then on the same day, September 16th, the Town of Alpine approved a special use permit for this project, and that included reviewing the elevations submitted. So having a design review committee after all of that is still a formality that we have to go through. I'm going to abstain tonight, and so I will open it up to any questions. Do you have any questions, Rob, or
Are you
Ryan?
allowed, I know you have to abstain, but are you allowed to just run through?
Yeah.
Like the site plan and the thinking behind, you know, the auto parking, the circulation, how you arrive at the building, why it's sited the way it is, and
Certainly.
what the materials are?
So there's a rendering up there that was done, and then is the site plan in that packet?
Yes.
It's in the packet. I
Okay.
don't have it up, but I've got the topo and the site plan.
Let's just start with the site plan because that has more of the fencing and landscaping.
It's being very slow. I have the large plan set too, if you guys want that.
Oh,
We could see that here.
let's just, that'll probably load up as soon as I enroll this, but.
Exactly. That's the way that works.
Okay, so this is going to be the same site plan. Okay, so are you both familiar with this lot? Skate park, child development center. It is a little backwards. North is more that way. But we have a power line easement here. We have the buildings over here. There's 11 existing modules that were
Very
approved by the special use permit. And then it just showed some buffering trees, privacy fence along the south. We have two entrances, and then there's a full set of civil drawings, not really part of this board, but still, it's all there. This is the kind of meat and potatoes of it with the rendering, and then there are some line drawings in here for elevations. There we go. Okay, so same as the rendering.
Does
And,
anything change from the current buildings? Are there any modifications they have to make? Just out of
no,
curiosity.
so what happened was the foundation submitted them exactly as they were situated in Teton County, and it's been submitted to the State Fire Marshal's office and the Town of Alpine Building Department. Those reviews are not complete. It's been more planning, zoning, land, and DRC at this point.
But
Remember-
from a functional use standpoint, they wouldn't have to change anything as far as layouts, and
Nope,
it'd
and,
only be a code thing.
yeah, life
or a
safety. Yeah, we
regulation thing that
can't really modify these buildings too much. The manufacturers can, but Whitley manufacturer provided a relocate set for us, which was nice. They have their own architect that stamped these up, but that includes the floor plans based on the original submittal. No changes have been made to those.
Cool.
Not
And
sure if I have.
that went through, so Teton County operates under jurisdiction of Wyoming State Fire Marshal. They went through that whole process. These buildings are like 2015, 2019. And
Yeah.
I think we have plenty of parking, but snow storage and,
And there's some vegetation left on the site
yes,
and added.
correct. The town has the landscaping requirement. Town also has what they call ground cover in the parking areas. I think it's like 5% of the parking area.
Okay.
And then 20% of the drive area, snow storage. And that's what
Nice.
the diagonal hatch is. It's,
Yeah.
I don't know what that ground cover will be at this point. I just use the generic zoning language.
So it could be like cobble or it could be.
Yes.
Okay. I think that's great.
We have a member of the Alpine Education Foundation here tonight, to answer any other questions.
No, I mean, if we just look at our guidelines and go through. I'll just say, I didn't see anything that jumped out that would be cause for concern. But if we go one by one, public space continuity, I mean, obviously it achieves that. There are outdoor spaces that are created in between the buildings, and then there's, I like how you've left the playground space as well that's open to the view. We talk so much about, trying to keep buildings closer to the road, just to maintain the life of the street, but I see why it's pulled back here. I think it makes total sense with the shape of the site and the fact that you can't fit the buildings
Yep, we
close to
did.
the road, so I think that's totally justified.
We looked at a few options there.
And it takes advantage of the best open green space and the best views. I think the massing is broken up really well. Again, it creates those open voids in between each one of the buildings, which is kind of nice. The materials, I assume it's just wood siding that's painted,
Correct.
right?
Is it,
I-
I think it's composite, or is it wood?
Good question.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It's a painted wood panel product.
Yeah, okay.
Before we jump to the next one, Brian, like public space, and I don't want to overstep my bounds here. I know this is the guidelines that we're supposed to go on. I just generally have a couple of questions that may or may not fall within this committee, but a couple of things that we'll get to and maybe just for clarification purposes. But like, for instance, just backing way up 30,000 foot perspective, with what we're doing today and where we're at in the school approval, is there anything going on in the ballpark field and that lot beyond that, I'm sorry, like I said, this is probably big picture, long-term, but where the school approval process is at, is that on the table or off the table at this point? Do you know?
So we're talking about the
So
lots in
whatever
north?
the next lots are towards the, Palisades.
Here, let me go to the survey.
He's talking about these lots.
And I
right?
apologize, I've been kind of only seeing these meetings, half of them, while
Sure.
maintaining kids, so I just want to understand the big picture before diving into
yeah.
minutia, yeah.
Big picture is lot 15 here is part of a lease between the Alpine Education Foundation and the town of Alpine.
Okay,
And so everything else remains
off
as
the
is.
table.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
okay,
correct.
great, thank you. Sweet,
And 3.38 acres.
cool, and then, so like, so if we dive in a little bit more granular, public space, Brian, where you were going, I think the design is rad. I think it definitely I agree. It maximizes the space. It lays out really well. I mean, in a dream world, I could envision it a little differently, but I understand the structures being the way they are as far as costs go. Like, I think a staggered would have been, in a dream world, if money
Yeah.
wasn't an option, sure, so kids have more natural light and they're not just the same, but I totally understand why, and I think it fits. you know, placement wise, I have a couple questions, like, you know, maybe this privacy fence, could you elaborate on what that is, a privacy fence? I'm thinking public, you know, in this vein of public space, like, is this playground become a private playground now because of the fence, or is that just to screen kids being in the skate park and kids in school?
I would say it's a buffer between the two. The school's gonna have some security concerns with, random people being able to walk up into the play area, so I expect them to, they're gonna have to manage that like any other elementary school could. I mean, for example, if you go to Etna, you can walk around the building, there's no fence.
Right.
I'm not sure what they're gonna do here, but the reason for this note, and these trees was to just buffer the buildings.
Sure, okay, it's not like a security.
It doesn't, it doesn't force, pure security fencing, but that could be a part of the school's policies, my understanding.
Sure.
That's totally understandable. You got to, if they feel like there's a security need, I would have no problem with fencing that area. I think one of the questions I was gonna ask with public continuity is there an existing sidewalk? It doesn't look like it.
No,
would need
there's
to
no
be
existing
continued.
sidewalk. I don't think we have an aerial image of that area, but you can see in the survey. But yes, there's no sidewalk like we have on 89, or, you know, we do have one on the Grays River Road, but nothing over here that I know of. I think if there was an existing one, that would have been connected.
Well, you could easily connect one if there
I was trying to pull
is
the
ever
GIS, but it's
a
so
future
slow.
one.
Yeah,
Everything's slow. I don't know what's going on. There was an outage with solar.
so as far as
Star.
connectivity goes, this is still, see
The
this,
fact that there's two entries,
Yeah, makes
Yeah.
ton of,
you guys see this easement? Let's see, well, that easement remains here. We
What
vacate,
easement are you talking about, Brett?
in the middle of the lot,
This one right here.
yeah, so on the survey, vacated portion of Elk Drive, but that easement still connects on lot 16, so you still have it on both sides. It's just now there's a lot in the middle.
So you're saying Elk Drive continues through?
Well, the survey did vacate it, vacated
Okay.
portion of Elk Drive,
But then it picks up on the other side.
yes, it remains on the north
It's like a
and the south.
dead end kind of thing.
Correct.
what is that, how is that easement defined? Is it,
Well, it was, do you see
do you
the,
think it's a public right of way?
do you see these, dash lines?
Yeah.
Those were the original boundaries from the previous plat. And those, so these dash lines were abandoned to reconfigure the lot.
gotcha.
I mean, if we felt like this was a public right of way that we needed to maintain, there is a sidewalk that people can use. I doubt that the school wants
No, there,
necessarily to.
we did put a note
public road
about,
up.
future accessible ramp up there. That has come up a couple times and to help with the connectivity discussion, but it wasn't, included in phase one as a full design because of the bench.
Right.
It's, if it does go in, then it's noted as accessible, which means ramps and landings and switchbacks. But it's, I forget, we're talking, let's just say 15+ feet or more.
Yeah,
It's
that's
right on
why
the bench.
It's showing the switchbacks there.
The other easement to the right is a lower valley easement that connects to the ball field area.
In that vein, then, would it be appropriate to, omit the landscape planting that would, you know, make it not impassable, but, you know, obstruct the right-of-way through the easement? Those, you know, they're drawn as circles, but
Just
those
this
4
little section
circles,
to your right.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
if we were to, in the vein of keeping public access accessible,
Those are noted as boulders,
okay,
and the intent there is so traffic can't go off the edge, but.
But a pedestrian still could.
Yes, yeah, you can
Okay.
certainly walk through them, but you can see how it stays flat, relatively flat in that area.
Right, before the bench, yeah.
Up here, it's only falling a foot or two by the time you get to there, then it drops off, but it was just,
Yeah.
they had concerns about cars freely pulling off the lot.
Sure.
And then getting close to the edge.
Drop my kid off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, I guess, just in the same vein, the other corner of this map, I'm just curious, you know, there's a note in there about relocate existing fill or something to that effect. Years ago, when I was on town council, advocated that that area be kind of made into a sledding hill. I don't know where the grand plan is or whatever, but it would be a bummer if there was a hard line there that kids couldn't still sled in the winter. I don't think that's part of the plan, but I do just want to say, like, in the vein of public space, it does get used, and it'd be nice to maintain that corner as an option if,
I think, I don't know exactly where the fill pile is, but I think it is in the parking area now. Like, it has to go because the town signed a lease agreement for someone to modify the land. And that was, I've sledded on that hill many times, the kids, I
Right.
enjoy it. But it was essentially, people were dumping, the town or whoever was
sure.
filling there. And so, for example, that fill pile,
you know, relocate
It's-
existing pile.
it might be on that drawing. This one, we just straightened this out a bit. You see
Right.
what curves in that one a bit? But, that was submitted for the September, that was the original DRC site plan, but they're basically the same. This
Right.
just has the ground cover. The fill pile, I think it's right in the middle of northwest.
Right, it
parking
is,
area.
okay, yeah,
Yeah.
this is from the plan, so it is, yeah,
Yeah.
it's here,
That's correct.
pretty much, gotcha, okay. And this, yeah, I'm sorry, but that's like where there's like, must be a four-wheeler track or something there, dirt bike
Yeah,
track?
the LiDAR, the topo, whatever they use to pick
Okay.
up those lines, it literally picks up everything.
Gotcha,
Talk about that big
So-
circular loop there.
Yep,
yeah,
Yeah.
that oval.
Oval, I guess, is probably more accurate, you're right.
So, okay. The only other thing, like, public space that comes to mind for me is like, you know, like you mentioned, Brian, like, you said these are in the location where, most prime location for view. I would say anything along the top of this butte would also be prime location for view. I think the way it's drawn out maximizes that. I mean, not my place to say, but like, you know, in the grand long-term plan, some benches or something here, I don't know. Yeah, boulders make sense, is because you're not like obstructing the view, it's visible, but I wouldn't waste this opportunity, is all I'm saying, at some, you know, down the road. But
yeah.
nothing that affects this committee per se.
Yep, well, we're just showing these benches by the buildings themselves,
Yeah,
but they can certainly add more
Yeah.
on the site.
no, I don't think there's anything out of line with the public space use. And you had mentioned, sorry, utilities, you said, I don't need to go into that, but obviously there's utilities for irrigation if there's all this planting.
Yes, we have accounted for irrigation water, and then we have a landscaping requirement, that's,
Okay.
so town, actually it's gonna be up here.
I mean, I don't, it's out of my wheelhouse, I just wanted to just,
Yeah, I think the trees, they're gonna die if they don't, irrigate them, and,
yeah,
but water and sewer plan, okay, yeah, so, as part of that original easement, the water and sewer runs this way.
okay. Gotcha.
But Sunrise did coordinate with, Craig at the town to answer a few questions and then produce this grading plan.
Gotcha, nice.
And they're keeping everything on the site as far as drainage.
These are all good points you make, though, about being adjacent to such a public property and being able to use this hill. We think we can still use the hill, I think is the consensus that we're coming to.
Anyone can walk up here, this town property, but that pile is not.
Right.
It's right in the middle.
It was like a secondary pile, yeah,
Yeah.
totally, that'll
Yeah.
disappear, I understand that, yeah. I mean, not my vote, but I wish the town would put that hill here, and then we had a nice sledding hill, but that's not for today. Just my unsolicited opinion.
This is all swale.
Correct. And that's, because we don't have a storm sewer system, so we have to retain it on site.
So you're not discharging it into this program.
Correct.
Oh, that's
And
gotcha,
that's,
I understand,
that's all the parking draining.
gotcha.
More or less, yeah, it crowns like this and then flows to the west of it.
Okay.
So you're not allowed to drain onto any of this hill?
Technically not.
Okay.
Or you have to keep it on your property. That's what
Right,
we have here.
right,
Yeah.
gotcha, okay.
I mean, I understand security concerns if they need to enclose this, but it still seems like if you are part of the public, you can still get through this
If you wanna come
property
on up.
into the ball fields.
Yeah,
So
I don't know what their plan is. I don't imagine a gate there, but like, for example, you can drive up to, let's say, Thane or Etna. Anyone can drive in there. It's just start wandering around and someone might ask you what you're doing.
Sure.
Okay, there's a visual of it from above.
Oh, thanks.
Which- It just took forever to get there.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's a more current aerial. You can see the skate park.
And there, in this plan set, it says relocate the bike, I mean, it's a minor sacrifice in the grand scheme, but does anybody know if there's plans to, if someone's gonna pay to remake that bike pump track?
The pump track,
And like, again, it
Yeah,
probably doesn't
that's-
apply to this committee, I'm just,
I think that's a good question for town council or,
Okay.
Well,
Yep.
But
I
that-
talked to Jeremy about it. That was one of his.
I know it's his baby.
trails and pathways.
Yeah, and he did not seem concerned about it.
Yeah,
So I'm not sure if that means we've got plans to move it or not, but he did not show any major concerns about the
Good.
pump track being moved.
yeah, like I said, in the grand scheme, not even worth, but.
No, it's definitely a consideration. That's why we consulted him about it.
So back to the fence, do we know, it only called out the fence on this one line. Do you know if it's a full perimeter or just this side?
No, unfortunately, I don't.
I don't think it's intended to be a full perimeter at this point. I think it's more just because
Just
of,
screening.
skate park, public traffic, and then school.
Right.
It seemed like seems like they needed some sort of separation there, barrier.
And I think, I mean, maybe the thinking too was, because you had brought up, maybe like staggering or maybe trying to see a different, outlay for those modulars, but we talked at length about it, and decided to go with that because the front office is right here. And so we really wanted for people to be able to have a line of sight
Oh,
for
cool.
safety. And so I'm thinking that fence right there, while there is, the privacy aspect, I think it's also to just kind of help, funnel people into where they can be seen for
Right.
security reasons instead of being able to flank is probably another thought there as well.
Cool. Yeah, I mean,
I get what you're saying about staggering and then opening up more outdoor space.
yeah,
But the fact that these are open at all, like we've seen some submittals where it's just a huge mass and nothing's broken up at all.
Yeah,
And it's-
actually, it does help break it up.
Yeah, and I mean, the order is nice too. We're talking about order and rhythm, it has that.
Yeah.
do you, know, like, as far as the layout goes, like, cause I assume one of these, you mentioned office, one of them's gotta be like a cafeteria, eating area? Do you know where that one would fall, or are they just gonna eat at their classrooms? Okay, yeah. And like administrative offices, is it your assumption that it's like the classroom is where the teacher has their office?
I'll show you. So there's a kitchenette, here, okay?
Which building's that in, Brent?
So
For?
the second one.
Yeah,
from
the
south.
second one from the south, correct,
So number 3.
correct.
Okay.
So, there is not a formal cafeteria like you're imagining, but K through 6 classrooms, to match the original submittal. And then, headmaster here. First kindergarten, second,
Gotcha.
all the classrooms have their own exits, that's required.
Gotcha.
Directly to the exterior, not just off the hallway, but that's, and then, the 2-hour separation, that's part of the existing structures. But,
Cool, okay.
oh, here, yep. So that's the extent of the
Awesome.
admin, yep.
Oh, cool. Yeah, cool to just see.
Yeah, I did not put all that
How it all
plan set
works
on there,
out.
sorry.
No, no worries.
Yeah, so it creates these outdoor entry spaces, and then the fact that they're pulled apart allows for light to be in those spaces and then to fill in the buildings as well. So it's not just one mass that's dark in the middle.
Yep, and all these are, existing aluminum stairs and ramps. So they're not like wood and falling apart.
I
So
saw
the-
that, yeah.
The aluminum ones are pretty rugged. I saw the photos before they were taken down. They look great, and now it just has to be reassembled.
Nice. That's all. Yeah, I know, that was the only thing, thought it would, shed roof over those stairs would be nice, but that's another add-on for the future.
Yeah, they could consider, that would be a separate building permit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, at some point.
And then while I mean, you mentioned aluminum, and then I think we said this is a wood composite. It's all one color, but there are accents we're seeing, so the windows help to break that up. If that's a different color, then these steel elements are also gonna be an accent. And I think they share the same color, right? They're both white.
Correct, and it's also, it is tied to a special use permit that was approved, so it is kind of, or how do we handle that? So is it, the council already signed off? They reviewed it in the meeting. So what would we comment on at this point?
I think we just check the box that it's all one material, but it's broken up with
Yeah.
accents, and it works.
One thing, I didn't notice anything regarding lighting.
Oh, like on the buildings?
Yeah,
Or
well,
parking,
yeah, just
exterior lighting?
as far as public space goes, details, example, lighting, benches, signage. I see benches, I imagine, I don't know that I've seen signage either, but, I know there's plantings are considered.
Yes, I'll show you the lighting. So the buildings have, exterior lights required for life safety exits, so basically every door has a light. If those don't comply with the town standard, then they'll probably have to switch out the fixtures, but I haven't physically looked at them. But we did do a lighting plan for the parking area, just have to find it right here. So this is, so I went and measured the library fixtures a while
Right.
back, and these match that height.
Nice.
So we didn't
Those
make them
look great,
taller.
too.
The town actually doesn't really have a cap, but we didn't want them to be, 40 feet tall.
Right.
And so these are the lumen calcs or foot candles, I forget which one we're talking here. But it just shows that we're keeping the light on the site.
Contained, yep.
So,
Awesome.
where you're down to 0.1, off the site, it's 0.0 based on the beam of these lights.
So sorry. The only person that I could imagine this would impact is anyone who's living in the lots left and right of that. But I think it needs, it's appropriate. But I would just say, like, in thinking through how these are contextually appropriate, I'd have to kind of just think about that from, well, these aren't developed lots here, not that it,
Yeah.
but yeah, those lot owners would be the people that would have the most impact from those lights.
I would just say that this fixture is dark sky compliant. That's the best we can do with this type of light. And then the color is important.
Do you
So,
believe they'll be on timers?
they're fully customizable, so they can be. They they have to be on a photocell or a timer. I think photocell is probably the best because of the change in,
Sure.
you know, short days in the winter, and so timer, motion, or photocell are all options, but I don't know which one is gonna be used yet.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know.
So you might, if you're low enough, you might see the source of the light, but the spread doesn't, you're saying the spread doesn't move past the property line.
Mm-hmm.
And it also is functional to light the pedestrian circulation spaces.
Awesome.
Unlike KJ's where you can see it in the woods.
I know that was
Trees turn red.
that was a big change when they built that,
Yeah.
as far as light pollution, right?
Ugh.
But, which one was that one?
Signage.
Oh, so we've talked about planting and paving. We think those details work for the public space. We didn't talk about signage yet. You pointed out the benches. I think lighting is compliant.
Yeah, there's no one submitted a sign application yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if
I'm
they
sure
did in the
there's gonna
future.
be.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that would probably be something at the road and then something on the building.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. And paving, it's not paved, right? Is my understanding, the
That's
parking lot
correct,
is
it's not
gravel,
paved.
yep, yep.
Sidewalks out front are concrete, but
Okay.
the drive area is gravel.
But the fact that it's broken up with, what'd you call it? It's not necessarily vegetation, but it's
Or ground
permeable
cover,
space,
yeah,
ground cover.
yeah. And then we did leave a little room between the spaces. That pedestrian walkway, that remains. Just wanted to have something in between the cars, so they're gonna have to set up some barriers, or then maybe they'll pound in some wheel stops, I'm not sure. But they're also gonna have a facilities maintenance, someone's gonna handle that striping, because we have to demonstrate that we have enough parking and accessible spaces. 3 were required for this.
Yeah, I wonder if you magged it, if it would take better as opposed to just loose gravel. I mean, it's more expensive, but I don't know if it would take the paint any better, but it's not gonna last if you just
Yeah.
paint gravel, right? You know?
Yeah, I think you get your return on investment if you mag it.
Yeah.
You might get 2 years out of it. Or
Right.
you have to remag.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think in terms of what we check for, the fact that these spaces are all accounted for as topical ground cover, and then you've got the trees, and then you've left the green spaces around the perimeter, and then you've got trees close to the building, I mean, quoting human scale,
Right, yeah.
and you're leaving existing trees, I think.
As many as we can. There are some
yeah. Right.
there.
Those were
Yeah.
planted, right? And didn't this represent the gazebo?
Yeah, so I'm not really sure what's gonna happen with that
Trees right
gazebo.
I'm pretty sure all the trees are in front of, oh no, that's what, okay, if that's today's GIS, I thought they were,
And I think the new lot line comes kind of right past this gazebo.
yeah,
So the gazebo is probably gonna have to be relocated,
yeah.
but the trees could probably stay. This little patch might, it depends on where your fence
I
is.
think that
Yeah.
one will go, and I think there's a water line there, but anyway, that would be on the utility. I know they put a spigot by that gazebo when Mayor Lutz, planted those trees.
And then the public space promotes a diverse and enjoyable pedestrian experience. I think whether you're moving through it here, and you cross that road, you have this line of trees, that's nice. Whether you're moving through here and walking down the sidewalk or through the parking lot, it's all compliant.
I would like to see a visual, or at least, I don't know if it's, there's a fence application, but I wouldn't mind seeing what the fence is intended to be.
We don't know at this point.
Yeah.
Like, privacy just means opaque. I would expect wood. I mean, it could be the dog-eared cedar, it could be something, if that's
Yeah.
anything opaque, but I don't imagine that they're gonna want, the plastic and wire stuff.
Sure,
Right.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, I mean, and this is fire department, so it's not like you're gonna be obstructing their view. Dog ear's only gonna be from the human scale, wouldn't be able to see.
Yeah, it'd be 6 foot max on the sides and rear.
I mean, buck rail would be maintain the view corridor, but,
Right.
but then, you would be, but yeah. You're stopping motorcycles and dirt bike, or four-wheelers and traffic, but,
Yep, and the main point of the privacy was because of the use of the skate park, and then having, kindergartners, first graders there. This is more, maybe, getting into more teenagers and stuff,
yeah.
and so it seemed like we wanted some sort of barrier there.
Yeah. I don't know.
That makes sense functionally, but privacy fence is something we really haven't addressed directly in the guidelines.
That's correct,
But
yeah.
it's a visual thing,
I don't know, it's just like if you had a black fence or a purple painted fence, or, I mean, there's a way that, I know that
Yeah.
the people that are involved, they're not gonna do something super, stand out-ish.
Intrusive.
Or obtrusive, but would be good to clarify that. Yeah, I mean, even like when you're driving down the highway, you can look clear through
True.
on that sight line, but I don't know if that's, I don't know, Brian, do you think that's something we could put with conditions?
Yeah, that could be a
Like-
note with,
Specify
I haven't seen anything yet that's
privacy
gonna
fence?
hinder the approval of this project. We still have a number of things to talk through, but yeah, that could be
Yeah, we can show you.
nice to see more information on the fence, if that's gonna be a vertical thing that we see. Does it relate to the architecture? Is it its own thing?
Height, materials, et cetera.
If we just haven't gotten that far in the process,
Yeah.
do you have suggestions that you could pass on that we could be conforming to? Cause
Yeah.
I think we could put something
Yeah.
together, but I would be surprised if anyone actually thought
Yeah.
long and hard about
Yeah.
what that fence was gonna look like.
Yeah, I think we assume it's a future privacy fence, and then before it gets built, hopefully we can look at it.
Yeah.
Okay, what else are we missing here? So, we've talked through a lot of composition, proportion, and rhythm. There's visual interest, as we pointed out. Just the buildings, the way that they're situated, create this rhythm of solid and void. Building elevation show variation in order. That happens naturally just with their orientation and their relationship to each other. There's variation in the materials. We pointed out that, most all the volume is wood siding, but it does have white accents at the fascia, at the windows, and at the stair elements.
Yes.
These are mechanical.
Yes, and the intent is to plant the aspens in front of those.
Okay.
That's how they did it originally. We just didn't pick that up in the rendering.
What's mechanical?
These extrusions on the faces of each of the buildings.
I couldn't see what you're pointing to.
These units here,
Scale-wise, Brian, you would be able to advise on this, but like this rendering, if 60, 80, 100 kids are all funneled to that one walkway from the parking lot to there, shouldn't that be a larger scale? Just that one, from parking lot to school structure, do you think that might be 6 feet as opposed to 4 or something?
Is that what it is for?
I don't know, it just seems like a choke
Seems
point,
like it-
oh,
a
Seems like
funnel.
it could be a little tight, but
we made So this, are we talking about this
Okay.
area?
It's different, it looks
It
different on
is.
that versus
I
this.
think you'd
Okay.
expect.
This had a little refinement, so they're 12 feet wide now.
Okay,
And you'd probably expect like one bus load at a time, right? Walking through.
No buses to start with, it's my understanding, but
But at the most.
eventually, yeah.
cool, so that one's 12, yeah, yeah, I'm just thinking like mom and their kids
Yeah,
off and,
That's a good point.
this is
Having a
12,
shovel.
and that's 12.
okay.
12 is bigger than it looks.
Right, yes, no, easily,
1 to
yeah.
40, yeah.
I'm trying to think of like Etna Elementary and maybe dropping my kids off. It might be a little bigger than 12, but I think 12's fine.
Yeah, no, sorry, just looking at it there versus here, just seeing it on the paper version's way more proportional. Okay, composition, proportion, rhythm,
Mass and form are broken up to reduce monotony. Design promotes a sense of entry and a sense of place. So you have the circulation space that takes you to the entry. I think the entry's nice. It's recessed into this void, right?
Yes, I think this little landing there connects to a ramp that goes up. That's one of the entries, and the other entries are the stairs. So that's the accessible entrance.
So it's not a canopy entry, it's kind of the opposite of that, where the building opens up and you walk into this outdoor space that is a courtyard essentially.
So this connects with that concrete landing, but then I assume to go out to recess, they're probably gonna use that one.
Yeah. I was thinking that was the main entry.
And that's,
I didn't see that ramp.
well, yeah, so I guess reception, I'm not sure how they used it in the past, but when I see the ramp, I'm like, oh, they probably all just run up there. But this is the main office, so maybe they have to enter here, but this is the accessible entrance.
Either one, I think it satisfies the requirement. I'm sure functionally they would want some kind of cover over that.
yeah, I think we're
That'll
gonna
be
need
a
a lot more
maintenance thing.
snow than they got in South Park Drive
Yeah,
on these buildings. But somebody's gonna have to shovel them, all these walkways, cause they
They've
aren't
got this,
covered.
they just gotta
Yeah.
get started somewhere.
Yeah, no, for sure, I totally agree, gotta take a leap of faith.
Yeah,
I get,
it's shingle roof, right, so it's gonna hold the snow,
correct.
and yeah, there's a lot more snow here. So, I mean, that's not part of what we reviewed, but I hope that it doesn't leak, and I hope that it doesn't
it's gonna,
blow into these spaces too.
gonna have to be shoveled.
They're gonna have some
Roofs.
maintenance there, yeah.
Yeah, lots of roof shoveling.
Every exit, cause the doors swing out.
Mhm.
And the roofs are quote-unquote bridge vented, but that'll be covered in 3 feet of snow.
Yeah.
I guess back on that entrance thing in this bullet point, we're talking about like a sense of entry and a sense of place. I think it makes sense to have it come through the middle, but I just wanna point out, if the true student entrance is here, it is a little clunky to drop your kid off when you're trying to get to work and have to dogleg. I mean, it's
Yeah.
whatever, but
Do you
just
know-
like,
They enter reception or
Yeah, they're
the,
supposed to enter reception.
okay, so that means, so reception's here,
Yeah.
okay,
and that means that it is actually this one.
okay.
There's still a jog.
There's
So
a
this-
jog,
This
yeah.
access works with the parking lot, so that all makes sense, but.
And honestly, we provided a typical sidewalk detail, but the layout, there's plenty of room for landscaping. We're not gonna bust that landscaping number with the sidewalk, so if they want to do a little angle there, they could. But right now, we just kept it all orthogonal.
Yeah.
I don't mind, there's a little wayfinding and signage will help with it too.
Yeah, no.
Composition addresses in response to adjacent buildings, so we've got the learning center or development center here. Is this the
correct.
library?
Yes, it's the
So I think from,
library, fire station, child development center, town hall, over here, that one.
I think from massing and scale, it works fine with those buildings. It's not out of place, especially the way it's broken up.
I don't recall what the CDC looks like, but
It
yeah.
looks like this building. Maybe not quite as long,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, well, I'm trying to picture the library, isn't it like stucco with some wainscot below?
Mm-hmm.
Can't
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah, it's,
And the CDC might be more of a painted siding.
I think you're right, yeah, yeah.
But they're both gable roofs.
That's correct,
CDC
yeah.
has some portions around it like this one.
Right, and then the overall height is 14 feet, 8 inches.
Let's see, yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, so it doesn't feel out of scale.
pull up Children's Development Center, but,
And the materials aren't so stark. Visually, it feels out of place from a materiality standpoint.
right. Yeah, I'll have to put eyes on, I don't think it's out of, alignment with adjacent buildings. I mean, the fire department's always gonna stand out, it's a big stone,
Oh, yeah.
two-story building.
They had
I don't think
money.
you're gonna match that.
We just talked about materials are evaluated for their visual impact on the surrounding architecture and landscape.
We move into,
Doesn't seem out of place.
I mean, I think, yeah, if
The
we
fact-
wanted to nitpick back on materials, I think it's not, you know, we're not planning and zoning, but I would say materials is gonna be the challenge for,
Yeah.
at low-pitched asphalt shingle roofs with inadequate ventilation in a heavy winter climate, it's gonna be a challenge. Do I think they can do it? Yes, and I hope they do it, but somebody's gonna have a sore back from shoveling those roofs.
But visually, as it relates to place, I mean, it's a wood composite. It's painted more or
Mhm.
less a natural color, so it's not like a bright,
Mm-hmm.
unnatural, you know, orange or something.
Or,
It's not a bright reflective metal either,
That's true. Natural tones.
natural tones.
How do you interface these modular buildings with, are they gonna have foundations they'll be set on? Are they wheels skirted?
So at this point, the engineer of record has designed a foundation to match the original, which was ABS pads, stands, and seismic ties for lateral bracing. But that's all under review with the State Fire Marshal and Town of Alpine Building. So skirting, yes, and then they gotta insulate the plumbing.
Right.
So right now, there's no proposal for, like a strip foundation. But I guess visually, there is skirting.
Do we know what that skirting
It
is?
matches the siding. This is a render, I'm wondering, what, Gina, quick question.
Do you have the photos? Is that what
Yeah,
you're looking for?
Or maybe the photo of the original? Okay, so
I don't know.
there's not a close-up of them there, but yes, there is skirting that goes down to the ground.
Okay.
I'm trying to see if I can get closer, but. Like right here, you kind of see it. Is that what you?
Yeah,
We don't have a close-up,
From
but
here.
yeah, I can zoom in on my phone too, I have it pulled up.
it would be,
Yeah, it just looks,
painted to
it's like a
match the siding.
horizontal of the same stuff, looks like.
Which is, call that, batten, it's like board and batten, right? It's, what's the board with grooves in it, is that what it is? Just like 4x8 sheet good with grooves?
Oh,
V
T111?
T111,
Yeah.
is that what it is? Like,
It's something similar to that. I don't know if it's OSB or plywood or what, but it's something similar to that. And that, I mean, that was supplied with the,
came
with
with
the
it.
buildings.
Okay. Yeah, just under the transition piece here between materials. Yeah, think it looks fine there. I don't think it probably got the test of back to the snow
Yeah.
with feet of snow sitting on it, if it holds up. But that's, you know, I'm not an engineer, it's not my decision there, but, you know, this bullet point says low maintenance under materials, weather protection and low maintenance. I don't think you're gonna need to paint these or fix your roofs. I mean, it theoretically is a waterproof. Yeah, the fence, I guess, would be, depending on what you do for a fence, could be my fence in my yard, if I don't paint it every other year.
Yeah.
It looks like hell because of my irrigation, which this also has. So maybe there's a, yeah, that'd be yet another how to do the fence. But I think, yeah, barnwood or let it just be natural and untreated.
Oh, there's a picture of it. See the,
Oh, over to
Gina
the left,
has it.
yep.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
you can
Okay.
see it, yeah.
Does look like T111, maybe? Cool.
It's painted to blend in. And then are the connectors a slightly different color?
It's supposed to all be the same.
Okay. Yours showing the snow buildup.
You're gonna need some snow blowers, cause you can't shovel that out of
But
there.
that'll be maintained, it'll have to be.
Yeah, no, they have to keep those exits open, and that's gonna be a lot of, I mean, every storm cycle.
What about the, like, don't these have, like, mini split, heating, cooling, and that? I couldn't tell from these renderings if those are protected from roof lines or not.
You know what these are?
Yeah, those are the, as far as I know, those are the HVAC units on the end walls there, and then, they're partially protected, but they are an outdoor rated unit. So they're not required to be on their own. I don't know if there's
Yeah.
a requirement here or not, but that's why these trees, I didn't put it, there's no note there, but those
Yeah.
trees are supposed to be in front of them
Yeah, okay.
to screen them. That's how they did it on the original one. We just
Okay.
forgot to coordinate that, but that's the intent of those trees in front.
Got you, to hide the unit, okay. And is it your understanding that they're on both sides of the building?
They could be, I don't know for certain, but I could check one sheet here. Yeah, they are shown on both sides.
Okay. So there's no way around that?
No.
And the screening is an attempt, that makes sense.
That's true, and I do remember that, that reception door here, that was important to have it facing west with this layout to the parking.
Okay.
Is this
But-
just raw metal? What is that material?
This would be, interior plenum stuff. On the exterior, it's a manufactured unit. So it's not like, formed metal in a shop like ductwork. It's a bolted on HVAC unit.
There's one right
There's
there.
one there, you see it. And then see how they have the trees in front of them?
Yep.
That's a winter shop, but
It's painted to match.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, at least there's, you know, design intent.
Be nice if you could sleeve it in
yeah.
a rusty metal or something, make it work with the roof line and make it appear like a chimney or something.
Yeah. Like you're,
But I
yeah,
think the way they've done it, and it works with the existing color, and the fact that you're making efforts to screen it. Yeah. it's not like a galvanized metal that's reflected.
Right.
No, it has to be maintained. I mean, if it's rusting or something else going on, it's got problems. But they're not significantly old. I mean, they're in working order.
Yep, yep. Where were we? Materials. So transitions, terminations, and material joints. Material applications, flex structural object. Pieces. I guess I'm not clear on what this one is. Material applications reflect structural logic. Example, compressive versus tensile elements. I'm not up to speed on compressive versus tensile elements.
It's like, I think that's more talking about like stone, where stone can look out of place. if
Okay.
it's- If it doesn't have the right, base to it,
Mm-hmm.
or it's just hanging, so compressive versus tensile. Tensile would be more like steel, where that's fine to float out.
Okay.
It's difficult to describe without
Sure, sure, sure.
an application.
I'll trust you and your experience that we meet that category then. Yeah, I think,
That might be a page I don't have.
oh, it might not on the back? This is a double-sider.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. How's at the bottom there? I'm feeling checked off on materials then.
Yep, I feel good about materials.
Buildings footprint. Trying to enhance pedestrian experience, yes.
I think we said we were good with public space.
Yeah, I think so, yep.
Composition, proportion, rhythm.
The massing, well, Brian, what do you think, what would canopies, maybe you could break that one down for me too,
I
canopies.
think a canopy would be applicable if there were no breakups in the massing. So if
Okay.
it were one single volume
Mhm.
that just didn't work in the scale of the surrounding context.
Right.
You could break that up with a canopy at the entry or
Gotcha,
something to break up a continuous facade that
sure,
has no visual interest.
gotcha. These ones almost, like the connecting hallways
Right.
almost serve like a canopy,
Right.
if you will, for
Yeah.
this, okay.
This has enough breakup massing where I don't think it needs it. It'd be nice and functional. They're gonna want it. They might add it later.
Yeah, okay. What was the-
I mean, I could see the canopy that floats out over the sidewalk eventually, just because that's gonna be a constant maintenance thing.
Mhm. I think what else I've got here. Those were the questions that I thought of, like, last night, looking at this, like, more thoroughly, and then just seeing this review. I mean, I feel good about, I don't know if we vote or approve or whatever, but like I said, the only thing from my perspective would be to specify the privacy fence, height, materials, et cetera, that's called out in the plan set, for me.
I agree. I think we could just ask for more information there, and we're assuming that it's a future build, so it's not contingent upon the approval of
Right.
what we're seeing today. Then canopies, I mean, if we have to check yes or no, it seems like that one's like a non-applicable.
Well, it'd be nice
It's-
to add in there, huh?
It's no, but we feel like it's scaled appropriately.
Right, yeah, like an NA may be,
Yeah. Can we write that in?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we could, it's easy to, we could say like recommend with conditions, like for future build out, phase 2 would be nice to add a covered walkway or something, like assuming 3 years, 5 years down the road, their budget's good and whatever, they wanna take it to the next step, but I don't,
Purely functional and maintenance standpoint.
yeah. But I guess I'm not informed enough to know if that's overstepping or,
The canopy one,
yeah,
canopies or architectural elements, I don't know.
That's true, it does say, or architectural elements, which I would consider the massing and the breakup of the volumes an architectural element in itself. So I think we could check yes on that.
okay. Awesome. I'll go with you on that.
And then,
Yes, all right,
Of course.
thank you guys so much.
all right.
But if there's any other questions before I go?
Thanks for coming. I think we're,
No, thank you so
we'll just keep
much,
talking
yeah.
through it.
Sure,
Yeah.
and then as far as the fencing goes, I'm not sure how that'll be incorporated into your road, but just let us know if that's something that we need to just submit via, a letter before you can approve it, or if it's contingent, or however that works, or if it's more of just like a courtesy note of this is what we're thinking, and it gets us in.
I think it's more the latter, and then something, I think we'll ask maybe to see something before the fence is built,
Okay.
but it won't delay the building of the actual school.
Okay, we can do that. Okay,
Awesome.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
bye.
And then on the recommendation of canopies, I mean, I agree, like, it'd be a great thing to add on. I don't think that's necessary to include in our
Right.
review of just what's here.
For sure.
I think
No, I agree. I
if
agree.
if I think about all the reviews that are coming and all the things I would want to add to it,
Right, yeah, no, exactly, yep. No, and I'm glad we talked that out, just
Yeah.
like you said, the architectural elements, I think, the fact that they're all connected and, it's got a nice visual breakup to it, so.
so we don't need a non-applicable.
Well, it's been a while since I've done this, so I hadn't read through it in a while.
So officially, do I need to make a motion to approve, or do we just?
One of you two would have to make a motion. I would entertain a motion, but I'm going to abstain.
Okay, so based on the conversation tonight and running through the full checklist, I make a motion to approve with one note that we see more information on the fence when it is actually, or before it's actually installed.
Okay, I have a motion on the table. Do I have a second?
Second the motion.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain?
Motion carries.
Motion carries.
And then we actually need to fill this out for records, right? Or somebody.
I've got one that's dang near,
We don't have any,
if you wanna all sign it.
I don't think we have any disagreements on any certain line items. So I think we could just.
No, and I can just do like one official
Okay.
send in too.
Okay, so those are all checked. So is this materials, supplies. Okay. We'll check everything. Yep.
I put the agenda up there for you, Brett.
What's, oh, thanks, yeah. Unfinished ongoing business correspondence. Do we have any correspondence?
Do not.
Okay. Approval of the minutes. I haven't seen
I feel like
Just last
that
meeting?
happened last time.
So we haven't had another meeting since, okay?
Yeah.
Town council assignment. Are we reporting to town council like planning and zoning does?
Lucky
We
you.
could do it as a written,
Yeah.
if you want. I can just do a written
Okay.
recommendation. Yeah.
And then, any, public comment?
One public, Pat,
Oh.
no?
Okay. We can adjourn the meeting if we have a motion.
I'll motion to adjourn the meeting.
Okay, have a second?
Second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
This thing fell off
All right.
here. Did we ever hear anything from that last review of the auto repair shop?
I have not.
Yeah, I was wondering if there's, if I could make an appointment with you sometime to.
Okay.
Auto repair? Where's that?
Drawings of
Right across from the
extended
junction.
stay. It's been a
So
while
you see it,
since
you see it
they
when you
got that, but
come into Alpine.
it wasn't
It's like-
exactly the way.
They started the process before we had this in
Going into
place,
the next
so they're kind of
phase,
just going
I
through the motions and
would
we're
like
like,
to-
Hold on.
well,
Right, first.
break this thing up and.
Oh, man, that place, are you live in Snake River
Yeah, no,
Meadows
we
or
definitely
whatever?
do
or-
that, and I
I'm
have
in,
those, so I'm happy
Ridge
to do
Estates.
that.
Ridge Estates.
Yes, let me know.
KJ's there.
Oh, yeah. Good night.
Good night.
So you look at that microtel,
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah, the lighting on that thing.
yeah. Like, I was out of the loop when that all happened, and I'm surprised that it went up, but I don't know if it's a good or bad thing, but I was just surprised by it, I guess.
Yeah, it's rough to see right entry in town.
Pretty big and bland.
And the lighting gets up to us in the woods too. So between that and KJ's.
Van, thanks.
Thanks for letting me talk out all the things. I
that's-
didn't
I
really
think it's
know
good,
what
man.
I was in
Great.
for
Yeah,
with this,
that's
but,
what it's,
yeah.
that's what the checklist is for, and,
I don't think we had this last time, this is
I
great.
think,
I feel like I'm still live reading and I'm not sure how to stop it, so.
okay, well,